Hey there, YouTube family. Thanks for joining us again. I want to give you an update as to what has happened here at Kainani Above Keauhou Bay this week. A lot of this you'll see on Instagram and Facebook, but we're going to have a little bit longer form content on here, have a little bit more of a conversation. So if you're really looking at getting a lot of information, this is probably going to be the best place to find it. It's here on YouTube. Be sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications so that when we post these videos, you'll get notified. Turn notifications on for YouTube on your phone and you'll be the first to know what's going on. We're going to make some big announcements out here on this platform as well in the weeks ahead related to our interest list, and I think you guys are going to be pretty excited to hear about that information. First thing I'm going to do is turn the camera around and start taking you on a tour on what we've done this week. So real quick, if you look at the site plan on our website, you'll be able to get the ability to zoom in. You go to Kainani Above Keauhou.com, click on the luxury townhome page. If you scroll down just a little bit, you'll see our site map, and you can double click in and zoom in on the expansive amenity center. And over by our pool, you'll notice a small building. That's where the restrooms are. So that's what's going in right here, where you see these pipes coming up with electrical and plumbing and whatnot. That is where that is by our pool. So that tells you that our swimming pool is right here going off in the distance. We're going to have 5 cabanas on the Malka side of the pool, and then steps that run the length of the pool here. So you'll walk into the pool with this view out here, which is really, really cool. At the end of the pool, and this is all beyond the hills that we have here, the rock that we have, is going to be the hot tub. And then right about where I'm standing now is going to be the splash pad that we have for the kids. So really excellent, dramatic views out here, something that, you know, Kainani stands alone. That's what we're telling everyone. And that's where we really feel that we are different from any other resort style condominium project out there on either here in Kona or in Waikoloa or Montalani or any of those places. We have these really amazing views. And the other thing we have is a new complex. You get a 1-year builder warranty. That's something you don't get on resales. And you know, you go look at some of those places and they're getting a little bit tired. You see those and you think, well, I need to update the cabinets. I need to do quartz countertops. I need to do a different flooring. Well, you'll have all that right here. If you're getting a loan, you just wrap that right in, which is great. If you're buying an existing home and you get a loan, then you want to come in and do a remodel, you're cutting a check for, you know, $150,000, $250,000. So really kind of a smart play to get something that already has everything that you need. So you'll see some form boards right here. This is we're digging it and we're trenching it right now, getting ready to pour the foundation for our pool clubhouse. This is going to be a covered clubhouse. It's open air. There's like these 4-foot walls on the corners. So you have tons of airflow coming through, and it perches out looking towards the blue Pacific. And you know, we get a lot of really good airflow here. That's another thing that's nice. Kona has nice gentle breezes. You don't get those 30-mile-an-hour Waikoloa days up north. And with our elevation that we have here, which is just one of the most amazing pieces of land that we have here in Kona and Keauhou, the air accelerates. So even on really, really calm days, you feel it. And I'm not sure it's going to come out on camera, but there's a pretty good breeze. You can see a couple of these little plants moving around down here. And when you look off in the distance and you look at the palm trees, they're barely even moving. And that's the advantage that you get being here. You get these wonderful ocean breezes, even when it's a calm day, because of this elevation that we have, which is really, really cool. Now, over here is building C. And they just started putting up the trusses on Friday. So the trusses got here on, I believe it was Wednesday or Thursday. They started installing those on Friday, which was pretty, it was fast. I'll just say, I'll take another view of this for you here in a second. You can see how much they did in one day. It was amazing. These guys are working so hard. We have lots of crews out here. You have electricians. We have HVAC guys out here now. We got the plumbers. We got the framers. We got the roofers. Windows being installed. There's just so much going on. I'm going to take you right through here. We're seeing form boards coming up here in our amenity center. It's going to be really fun to watch this over the next couple of weeks as this gets built out. This is our recreation fitness center. I believe we are 41 foot by 50 foot is the size here. So that's really big for, you know, a gym fitness center. I don't know of anything on this side of the island in a condominium complex that has a gym quite this big. So that's going to be really, really cool. Great place to work out. And then we're going to have an open air breezeway right here. You'll see some faint blue paint here going all the way around into the tape that you see over there. So this large area, it's going to be one roof structure with the breezeway in between. So you'll have your gym there. You'll be able to exit out of the gym. Then there'll be two doors. One side's for the men, one side's for the women. And there's going to be bathrooms, showers. We're going to have a steam room for both the men and the women, and a sauna for both the men and the women. So super, super cool. We know that there's a big focus these days for wellness and longevity. And so one advantage that we have with building something brand new is that we can build something for what buyers are looking for today. Whereas our competition built what buyers were looking for 20 years ago, but things change. So I think that's something that really positions us, another place where Kainani stands alone. Over here, you can see how the framing is going up over there on building C. I'm sorry, how the trusses are going up on building C. Things are moving. That was in one day. Things are moving so fast. I'll come on down here. We are expanding our lanaids. We have a lot more room, so we're pushing those out. We got our forms up there. You can see we have our windows in place and our sliders. These are mill guard, and they are dual pane sliders and windows throughout the entire project. Building A here is going to be our sales office and our 3 model homes. And we're going to have, let me see, this and this townhome are going to be outfitted in the furniture that you can get added on if you want from CSWO, delivered here in place when you close, so that when you come over here to your new home in Hawaii, you don't have to go shopping for furniture and waiting 3 or 4 months for delivery. It can all be right here. And you can change it out if you want to. You're welcome to go to the CSWO showroom on Oahu. After we're in contract, let them know that you're working with us. You'll get a discounted pricing through us and make some changes on that. And everything that's in stock can be delivered here for you at closing. If there's some special order things that you pick out, you might have to wait for those. These final 3 townhomes are going to be our sales models. And something that we're doing that's pretty unique is that with our first sales model right here, our 2-bedroom floor plan, we're going to outfit that in our feature included package, which is everything that you get when you buy a home in Kainani. So you'll see the exact cabinetry that you can get. And by the way, there's 2 color palettes to choose from. The quartz countertops, the luxury vinyl flooring, the Bosch appliances standard, the full-size washer and dryer standard. You'll see everything in here that you get at the price. And a lot of places only upgrade everything to such a level that by the time you actually write a contract, if you were to do it for what you saw, it would be hundreds and hundreds of thousands. I saw one recent project where their models, they told me, were about $700,000 to $1 million more in price than what they actually were advertising. We'll have upgrades that you can get here in our second model and also on our third model. You do have the ability to upgrade, and we'll talk more about that later. We have a number of packages, more customization than I've ever remotely heard of in a condominium complex. So really cool. You can see we got some electrical work happening already. We got our plumbing work. We got our HVAC guys out here doing a lot of work. You see this orange pipe coming down. That's something that we're doing not to code. We're doing it extra on our own for you. Sprinklers throughout the entire project. That is going to keep your HOA fees low in perpetuity because it's going to keep your insurance low in perpetuity. Again, that's not to code. They don't require that. That's above and beyond. And it's something that people are really, really going to like. And then finally, over here in building B, we're just about done with all of our framing. That's a 6-plex that we have. We have our 4-bedroom model, our 3-bedroom, and then a 2-bedroom, then a 2, a 3, and a 4 again. B1, I'm telling you guys, that is an incredible view. I was up there last week on the Instagram and on Facebook. And you know what? Actually, I'm going to walk over there and show you the view from that as well, just right now. Hey guys, so we're over here at Building B, and before I go upstairs, I'm glad we got here today before they put up all the sheeting around like we have over there at Building A, where it says HPM and everything. So we still are open frame, but something that's really interesting, I didn't know this. When you have a sixplex like this, I always thought everything was connected. But what you actually have are 6 separate townhomes on one foundation. And we have double wall here and double wall here, and there's actually a gap in between all these that runs all the way down through there. You can see it. So they're not actually connected except for a few spacer blocks up top. I hope the camera is bringing that through. That was something I didn't know. I thought you were sharing walls with people, but there is a gap in between. The only connection is down here at the foundation, and then there's a connection up at the roof, and then a couple of those little spacer blocks. But other than that, these are 6 separate structures with a common foundation and a common roof, which is something I didn't know. So I thought you might be interested in that. Okay, and finally out here, I'm in the primary bedroom, which is absolutely massive here in B1. So this upstairs primary bedroom, you got a corner window right here. So excellent views out here into Keauhou Bay, all the palm trees, lots of ocean out there. Beautiful day here today. And then you have a large slider right here going out to the lanai. The lanai will be built out there pretty soon. So you'll have a nice covered lanai space here to take it in. The last building in Building B ends right about there. So you'll have a building that comes up, but it's not going to jump up over your view. We're so high. So really good spot. Open space right here. So at the end of that building, it's all open. And we're figuring out what we're going to do there. We have more land. It feathered off better than we thought. Our site work company, Rivera & Sons, Hiram Rivera, did an amazing job. And we've got a lot more space there than we realized. So we're figuring out exactly what we're going to do there, but it's going to be something that's going to be a benefit to everyone that lives here. And then real quick over here, I'm in our primary bedroom. Let's spin around real quick and let's pull the camera back a little bit. Great amount of space. And we walk through here, no soffit, into the primary bathroom. You have a sink over here on the left side. You have a sink across on the right side. So his and hers separate sinks. No worry about someone's product coming over to your side, man. And then a walk-in shower over here in the corner. And then back here, a walk-in closet. Really good size there. I mean, spectacular. Things will always look smaller at framing, but when we get these walls in, you guys are going to be blown away. And then your privacy door here for your water closet. An amazing primary suite here. And just, this is an outstanding view. This is Townhome B1. This is our flagship 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,990 square feet, plus lanai, plus your 240 square foot garage. This is probably my favorite one in the first 3 phases. If I was buying one, people say, hey Mike, which one would you get? If I was buying one, it would be this one. And I've spent a lot of time out here. I know this site well. I know all the views from every single one of these 10 townhomes that we're building at first, and it's not a question. They're all great, don't get me wrong, but the way this one sits out prominently and has that view to the south being the corner unit here is really outstanding. All right, guys, like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We'll be bringing you more. YouTube is where you're going to get our longest content, so if you're really wanting to get into details, this is the place for it. And if there's specific information or videos that you want, let me know that. Put that down in the comments. And we'll look at getting those when we can, whatever we can to you. And I look forward to seeing you again. Let's walk out here. Oh, this one's already got the expanded lanai. They already poured it here. Really good. All right. Let's take that view in one more time, guys. Sunsets 365 days a year. Thanks a lot for joining me, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Aloha.